State regime media, which calls itself Fox, is in full panic mode, and they are showing it live on air as Donald Trump continues to show serious cognitive decline during the G7. As Donald Trump shows how weak he is, state regime media is not handling it well. Let me show you what they were doing moments ago. They brought on Trey Gowdy, and here he was like having a psychiatry session, if you will, on air live. Here, let's play this clip right here.
How are we better off? Well, I mean, what did we get?
Well, why do you think the terms of the deal have been agreed to then? We've been told that President Trump would not agree to any deal unless it was a great deal.
Well, I hate to be cynical, you know that. Don't we have midterms coming up? Are gas prices high? I mean, I hate to be cynical, but I don't think it's a national security document, but I reserve the right to be corrected. I need to hear from Marco and I need to hear from John Lee. And if they both tell me that this is as good as it gets, then I'll go back to being a country prosecutor.
Yeah, I mean.
And then during Donald Trump's press conference at the G7, state regime media, which calls itself Fox, was trying to scapegoat J.D. Vance and say, look, Donald, this is what Peter Doocy said. So if this deal goes bad, we're going to blame JD, right? And if it's good, we're going to give you credit. Watch for yourself as state regime media, Fox, literally shows you their script. Let's play it.
I might, but I'd rather, this is a memorandum of understanding. It's very important, but it might not be the kind of a document that I should be signing.
There's some element to this where you send the vice president. If it works out, great, you'll look like a genius for sending him. And if it doesn't work out, it's the vice president's
I like
fault.
that idea, sure. Well, this way, if it works out, I'm going to take the credit. If it doesn't work out, I'm blaming JD. You better be careful, JD. He's going to turn his plane around and get the hell out of here. Yeah, I like that idea. I think it's a good idea. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
And then you had Jesse Waters, though, trying to say, look, everything that Donald Trump wanted, he got, didn't he? Here, play this clip.
Everything's breaking Trump's way. Iran's nuclear ambitions are toast, their military's been throttled, and their economy sustained $1 trillion in damage. Every objective Trump laid out on the very first day of the war has been achieved. But because Iran's a police state and severely wounded, they're cherry picking from the term sheet and spinning that they're getting all this money up front as part of a PR campaign to save face.
We then heard from MAGA Republican Senator Katie Britt on state regime media, and she said, look, I know this may not make much sense what's happening right now, but can't we all agree that Donald Trump is just the best deal maker? Can't we just let the best deal maker do deals? Seriously, he's not the best deal maker. He's bankrupted so many companies. Are you watching this? Here's what she had to say. Play this clip.
It's better for Americans, for the safety and security of our country, for the prosperity of the people here on our shores. A stable Middle East and Iran without the ability to enrich nuclear capabilities is what's best for all of us. So I think that they'll be looking hard at this. There'll be a lot of questions, but I know that President Trump is the best deal maker that there is on the planet. So I trust his ability to get this done.
And then you had J.D. Vance on state regime media, and he's like, look, even if we made Donald Trump the actual Ayatollah of Iran, that would make Democrats mad. If he was the Ayatollah, why would we want him to be the Ayatollah, JD? Here, let's play this clip.
From the Republican side of this as well. It is a bipartisan concern.
Well, I think, look, some of the criticism comes from the fact that if Donald Trump were elected the supreme leader of Iran, the Democrats would still say that the United States had lost this. There is a fundamental refusal to acknowledge how much has changed in the Middle East over the last few months. And again, that assumes that nothing else happens. But if this deal actually comes to fruition, meaning if the Iranians actually comply with it, we have transformed the Middle East in a way that is amazingly beneficial for both the American people, but also the people of the Gulf.
Correct.
We then heard from MAGA Republican Senator over here, Kramer. He was on with Maria Bartiromo. And, you know, she was asking him, all right, well, what do we think about legislation regarding banning Congress members and also people in the White House, Trump and his family, from profiting off of crypto and profiting off of these big stock trades and the volatility in the market. And Cramer's like, come on. He's a businessman. He needs to be able to do it. And Bartiromo was like, that's never going to fly with Donald. Here, let's play this clip.
I mean, look, we're talking about the rewards issue.
That's right.
But that's not the only issue holding this up, right? Democrats want to ban government employees, including the president and his family, from crypto endeavors. The president's not going to back that. We know that. Law enforcement interests are raising objections to some provisions related to money laundering as well.
Right. Yeah, that's true, and we want to take care of the money laundering piece of it. I think we've done a pretty good job of it. Maybe we have to tighten things up a little bit more with regard to the ethics piece of it. One of the things that Democrats are never going to accept, and that is that we have a business person as the president of the United States. He didn't come up through the ranks. He wasn't a state legislator or a bureaucrat or even a member of Congress. They're always going to have extra scrutiny on the Trump family, but we shouldn't not move forward with pro-growth, pro-business policies just because it might benefit the president's family because they're in business. I mean, they're largely in the White House because they're successful business people. So I sort of reject that whole idea that somehow Donald Trump has to be exempt from being successful.
Well, a lot of
And again, I don't know how y'all justify that. When you're in the White House, it's a special position. The fact that I even have to articulate that. You need to be a public servant. You need to serve the public. That's what you need to be doing. Not doing stock trades 3,800 times in the corner. Then we have MAGA Republican Senator Cramer again saying, yeah, I'm just going to believe Donald Trump. I don't really know about this Iran deal, but I trust what Donald Trump says over anybody else. Really? You trust the guy who lies all of the time? Let's play this clip right here.
Thank you, Maria.
So what is your assessment on this deal with Iran, and what you know of it so far, and should it be ratified by Congress?
So on the first part of the question, I know as much as anybody who listens to Fox Business what's in it. Obviously, there are conflicting reports depending on who you're talking to, and that's to be understood. Both sides in this deal have their own politics to consider. Both sides' position. I would hate to be up against Donald Trump in any negotiation, and if I'm confronted with who to believe, I'm going to believe Donald Trump.
Then we heard from Kristi Noem, used to be the head of Homeland Security. And now she goes, my greatest calling right now is I'm taking my talents to save the Western Hemisphere. No, Kristi Noem, stay away. Just stay away from everything, Noem. Here, play this clip.
But the president and I had been talking about it for about a week or two before that. We knew there might be a transition, and we had had conversations about it. And I'd also talked to Secretary Rubio about that previous to those events. So I appreciate both of them wanting to keep me a part of the team, recognizing the valuable asset and knowledge that I have that I can bring to the table. And my chance to be involved with this administration to do good work, I think, is really important to the Western Hemisphere.
And of course, in the ultimate projection and confession, state regime media brings on Kellyanne Conway. And what is she doing? Well, she attacks Graham Plattner, and she said, he crossed the line so long ago. Morality, decency, truth. You have to be moral to be in positions, and decent, like our dear leader. Seriously, let's play this clip.
The line this guy can cross before they say enough.
Oh, he crossed the lines a long time ago, but the Democrats keep moving that line. The line of morality, decency, truth, transparency. Believe all women doesn't just have a Democratic exception, Sean, it has a swing state exception. The simple answer to your essential question as to why the Democrats stick with Graham, who's crackers, something fishy in Maine, time to shuck the oyster man, yet the reason they stay with him is it's called control and power. And power for power's sake is the definition of corruption. This man is an equal opportunity offender. I think that the Democrats are saying to the people of Maine, more important than you, more important than decency, than somebody slandering a soldier, than somebody mocking a suicidal teen girl. More important than that is controlling the United States Senate. And Sean, what would they do once they got there? This guy, the decent but few Democrats who have called for Graham Plattner to step aside, to replace him in the ticket, to pull a Biden-Kamala switcheroo, they're so few in number. And their voices are being muted now. I like the fact that President Trump called.
And you had McGuire on, one of their panelists, and she was basically saying, why is it with Plattner? It's just more racism. It's more bigotry. It's more hatred, more demonizing people. That's what we shouldn't have in politics. Okay, your dear leader may be the most reprehensible human being that there is. Here, play this clip.
Where are those moderate voices?
They seem to have been chased out of the Democrat Party for being rational actors. They no longer espoused the radical left, and so they told them that they weren't welcome anymore. And you've seen that. To your point about El Sayed and Graham Plattner and James Tallarico, they're never going to represent any of their states because they only represent the furthest radical left. And in Maine, for a state like that, where the largest party isn't actually a party, the Democrats or the Republicans, it's unaffiliated independent voters who have continued to send a Republican to the Senate with Susan Collins. You would think that Democrats wouldn't want such a radical leftist who every time you see something more about Graham Plattner, it's like a bad infomercial. But wait, there's more, and it's never anything good. It's more racism, more bigotry, more hatred, more demonizing people that he disagrees with. But this is what the American people are going to see in a contrast all summer long. It's America 250, the best of our nation. Republicans will be celebrating our greatness. And if the World Cup is any indication, and the national anthems I've heard around this country, there are people that are still intrinsically so proud to be American in this country. Republicans are going to be pushing that message all summer long versus Democrats, which with the congressional polling closing on them, continue to sell the same nonsense and rhetoric that Trump is bad and that Republicans are the problems, but they offer no solutions. It's going to be a great contrast.
You know, so odd just to see this, right? I mean, with just the ultimate projection and confession. I'll share this with you as well. This other clip over here from Trey Gowdy, and he's asked, well, what do you think about this memorandum of understanding? And here's what Gowdy said moments ago. Play this clip.
Sandra, it's wonderful to see you. I was a little surprised, honestly. I mean, we literally had our foot on their throat, militarily, economically. And I read this MOU, if you will, I guess about 48 hours ago, and I didn't believe it. I thought somebody was spoofing me when I saw it, because I see what we're giving up, and then I see this word downblend, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, Sandra, but if you can downblend, then you can upblend. And how long would it take Iran to upblend? Because Donald Trump is going to be gone in January 2029, but the so-called supreme leader is not going to be. So here's my question for my fellow citizens. Do you really think Iran has abandoned its nuclear ambition? Do you believe them? What do you think they're going to do with the $300 billion? What are they going to do with the oil revenue? You think they're going to build schools? You think they're going to build, they're going to make women's life better? Or are they going to continue to target America and Israel? I happen to think the latter.
You know, interestingly, Trey Gowdy was like, I just want to know what Rubio says. If Rubio likes this, then maybe I like it. Okay, well, let's check in with Marco Rubio right now. Here's what Rubio was doing during Donald Trump's press conference at the G7. Let's play it.
Pretty tough, but nobody plays tougher than the United States. Look, our elections are totally rigged. We have rigged elections. Please, in the back. Yes, sir, go ahead.
And this was Donald Trump's shout out to Marco Rubio, saying to Rubio that the stock market is smarter than you, Rubio. The stock market is smarter. Here's what Trump said. Let's play it.
I know, is every time we talked about the possibility of peace, the stock market shot up like a rocket ship. It never went down. They didn't like it. The people, the stock market is more brilliant than anybody there is, including the people on this stage, other than me, of course. Let's see. I don't know. What do you think, Scott? Is the stock market more brilliant than you?
No, sir.
Oh, that's a terrible statement. All right. The stock market is quite brilliant.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. And thanks for watching, everybody.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.